Well, welcome to the first day of our hot seat. And here we have Drae Ockenden, a cyber specialist. And it's really great to have you here. So turn your camera on there, Drae, and let's have a chat, eh?
Hello, thank you for having me.
Mate, it is absolutely my pleasure, mate. And just to give the folks out there in Facebook and Zoom land a bit of an idea of Drae. Drae is a young guy I actually met, and you'll see his infectious smile there, and really is a man that's on a mission to be able to bring this digital world, particularly to our young people. So, mate, I'm going to start off with just a very, very simple question for you. How did you get started in websites and particularly in coding?
So ever since I was a kid, so when I was, I don't know, 8, I had a fight with my mum because I wanted to build a robot and she wouldn't buy me a blank CD to code the robot with. And so I had a fight with her, and that was the first time I told her I hated her because she wouldn't buy me a blank CD to code this robot. But ever since then, I have been interested in coding. So I ended up teaching myself how to code just with online things and just playing around, creating small little programs. And yeah, I just went from there.
Okay, so as a young child, you're getting involved in this whole thing. So you got this real passion to be able to share this, or passion you've got of coding with kids. So tell us a little bit more about that. What's that look like?
So I want to teach kids how to code because of my situation. When I was a kid, I wanted to code. When I was in high school, there wasn't much coding that I could go and learn. I tried going to universities to get them to teach me during the school holidays. They had some lessons going, but it was meant to be a 3-day thing, and I went there on the first day and they told me not to come back for the rest of the days because I already knew everything that they were going to teach me. And so I wanted to give kids that chance that I didn't really have. Like, there wasn't anything above what I could learn at the time. So I want to give other kids the chance to learn to their potential.
So when you talk about coding, like web design is part of it. So when did you design your first web page and all that type of stuff from scratch?
Let's see, when I was in year 9 at school. So how old would I have been? I'm not sure. Maybe 14, I think. And yeah, I designed it from scratch. I learned HTML and then I learned CSS to make it look better. And yeah, for my school assignments, when everyone else was making like slides and Word documents and stuff, I was actually building websites for all of my assignments for all of my classes. So yeah, I got extra marks for that.
Ah, cool. So just explain to us. So some of the people out there won't know exactly what coding is about. They're only used to clicking on a button on a website and it works. But there's things like WordPress. Like, tell us a little bit different between coding and what you're talking about, what HTML is, and yeah.
So coding is the process of telling a machine what to do. There's many ways to do it. There's lots of different programming languages that are used for different things. So HTML, for example, is for making websites and just programming the basic website. Then there's CSS you can add to HTML, which stands for cascading style sheet, which lets you change the look of the website to look more professional, and you can add colors and backgrounds and different font sizes and things like that. Then there's JavaScript, which lets you create buttons and moving things and like animation kind of things to your websites and games and stuff. And then there's other things. You can add Python to your website. Python is an amazing language, which I use to teach kids because you can use it for websites, games, desktop applications, artificial intelligence, and a lot of things.
Okay, so if you're the novice, like just looking at building a website or something like that for yourself, so you would what sort of some of the platforms you could actually use around that side of things?
So you can, if you know nothing about coding and you just want to build a website, you can use Wix, which is just a drag and drop builder. I recommend WordPress. At the start, it is a little bit hard to learn, but it'll get there. Once you learn how to use it, it'll be worth it.
Yeah. So, and the reality is between what you're talking about and the average user, yeah, you're talking about getting some really high-end coding to it and making something to do something a little bit different. Is that right?
Yeah. Yeah. So with the websites I make and with websites you can make with WordPress, you can make it look like anything you want. You can make it look like a Apple website if you want, or you can make something totally unique. It's up to you.
Okay. So what would be the benefits of actually going to somebody like yourself who's a coding person rather than somebody who's doing WordPress and stuff like that?
So with me, I do a lot of things when I create my websites. I code the website. So I get the whole thing started and I get someone else to write all of the content for the website. So I pay a copy specialist company to make sure that it's optimized for SEO so that your website shows at the top of the search results. I also know what I'm doing with the WordPress. I've had a lot of practice, and when I build your website, I install a very easy to use page builder so that if you want to change things after I've made your website, you can easily go in there and change it without needing to know too much. But if you want to know the advanced settings, then I can change that for you too.
Yeah, so I guess that's one of the advantages of, and one of the things I really liked about you. There's a lot of web designers out there are really sort of trying to build it in their own language so they can actually hold on to a customer, so to speak. Yeah. But then if they have a little bit of a challenge and move, web developers, it becomes a bit challenging for them. But that's what I love about you. You build it on a platform that's open for everybody to use. However, you use your extra skills to make sure it works properly by actually knowing the code behind it. Does that pretty much sum it up?
Yeah.
Very, very unique, people. So if you're listening to this and you're really looking at getting a website done, all right, what Drae is really saying to you is he's taking the best of both worlds. He's taken the standard things to make it easy, all right, for you to actually manipulate later on. And he's also doing the back end hard, heavy lifting, all right, and the heavy duty coding to make it really a really effective sort of website. So why did you, this is probably the most important part in Hot Seat, I think. Why did you start your business?
Because like I was saying a little bit before, I wanted to give kids the chance to learn coding. If they don't have a thing at school, like I teach 8-year-olds and they're in year 2 at school. And so they don't have coding classes at school. So they came to me and they're learning very well. There's also, I wanted to use my skills for good. I also have a blog on my website, which teaches people how to use technology, little things on their phones, like how to use certain settings, how to enable things, how to change things. I also just wanted to let everyone know that I can do this. There's always been, so in my life, ever since I was a kid, everyone was saying, get off the computer, it's not worth it, like go outside. And then now after I started my business, those people are actually paying me to do things for them. So yeah.
That's a bit ironic, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah, actually, I know your mum, and I'm not going to embarrass you here with mum jokes or anything like that, but that's the reality, is it? Yeah. So quite often our parents will restrict us, or people will restrict us. So I want to give a big shout out to your mum, Alison. So while you're trying to do the best for you, still empowered you to actually live out your dream and your why, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
So good, mum.
Yeah.
You got to say that now that we're actually going live out here, mate. So
yeah, good, mum.
So and look, I guess that again, that's when I first met you. It was very, very, you resonated very well with me because it's very much like my son. My son's a musician. And so he's actually over in Canada caught with COVID at the moment. But just to empower our people and our youth to use the skills that they've been naturally given and their passion and their desire is really important. And I think that's really what's coming out in you, mate, is, you know, you've had an opportunity and now you've turned that opportunity into a business.
Yeah.
Cool. So where to next for Drae? What's the next little adventure? Where were you wanting to go with this? Tell us a little bit of your future dreams.
My future dreams are to help as many people as I can. I just want to let everyone know that I'm here, and if they have a problem, they can come to me. I want to be able to fix it. My goal is to become a household name that people can come to and trust when they have problems.
Well, you've got one of those faces that people can trust, mate. Look at that. Look at that face, people. Yeah. So he is a very trustworthy young man, and he is going to go places. Just there's my prediction for him. And he's got the passion, he's got the drive, he's got the why. You know, he's actually living his why. So last one for you. Any tips that you can actually give the business people, or maybe the parents out there who've got young children?
So I have a couple tips. I want you to make sure that yourselves and your kids and all of your loved ones are being safe online. I've received a few scam phone calls and messages lately. And the messages, if you look at the messages, it'll say FedEx or something. But if you haven't ordered anything, if you don't know, FedEx is American and I live in Australia. And so if you haven't ordered anything and it says, click on this link to manage your parcel shipment, whatever it is, please do not click on the link because it can lead to bad things. Yeah.
That's a great tip.
Yeah.
And any other tips for personal reasons, mate, now about people exploring their why?
I want you to chase your dreams. So yeah, if you want to do something, please do it and stick to it. Don't give up, because it might be hard at the start, but it'll be worth it.
Perfect. Look, Drae, it has been an absolute pleasure to have you here on Hot Seat, and love your passion, mate, and really looking forward to you getting going. And for those people out there who have been listening on to Drae will actually drop in a little link into our Facebook page later on, so you can actually get into that blog and learn all those technical bits and pieces that some of us get stuck on. So again, thank you, Drae, and really, really look forward to seeing where the future goes for you, buddy.
Thank you.
See you, bud.
Bye.